We are continuing our educational process with the NFL and American football in general, and today we're looking at why it's impossible to cover Travis Kelce. Now, we know he's big and strong and he's fast and he can catch the ball, he's got good footwork, but there's a lot of Americans and a lot of professional sports people who have those qualities, but what is it that makes him so hard to cover? That's what we're looking at today. We're always trying to learn new things as well as enjoy football. We want to educate ourselves, so join me for the journey. We're going to dive straight into this video. Let's go.
There's just some connections out there that seem impossible to stop. Playing backyard football at the highest level of the game, the dynamic duo of Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes continues to dominate the league, playing the game one step ahead of everyone else and having a good-ass time while doing it. We've discussed Mahomes on this channel.
Travis always having a good time.
Don't worry, we'll get to him. But first, let's start it off with the new #1 Swiftie. One of the game's most intelligent players, Travis Kelce has mastered the art of the option route, taking Andy Reid's route conversion offense to a whole new level. He's constantly finding the open space to attack, knowing when to improvise to break a perfect defense. The option route has been prevalent throughout the NFL for the last decade, and in its purest form, it gives the offensive weapon a choice of directions to break, based on the coverage and leverage of the man guarding him.
So really, you'd only have one person doing this, right? And it'd probably be your main guy, is what I'm assuming. Because maybe the quarterback's going to initially look at Kelce, whereas the other guys need to run a set route.
Here, the Chiefs motion Kelce into a stack, and with Josh Metellus following, this shows a pretty clear man coverage. He's got Sky Moore in front to release and clear space, and with 44 staying with outside leverage, this opens up an easy inside break for Kelce, and Mahomes finds him in stride. More motioning for Kelce on this one to reveal the coverage, and with the safeties rotating with such structure, Kelce knows he's likely seeing zone. A quick scan of the line for Kelce reads 3-3 zone, and another choice route allows him to attack wherever the defense is leaving vacant. Knowing MVS will run off the deep third, and seeing the safety playing with inside leverage, Kelce quickly cuts to the open flat, offering Mahomes a man before the end takes his legs out. And he's the perfect man to have on the hot route. Kelce shows great vision for the defense, noticing the safety in top lock technique and then spying the linebacker. With the backer blitzing, Kelce knows he's in man, but with a massive cushion, not even really running a route.
When he says he knows he's in man, that means it's man-to-man rather than zonal, right?
Curling into the space for an easy Mahomes completion. One of the beauties of Andy Reid's offense is how seamlessly routes convert based on coverage, and Kelce is the best in the league at doing this. To some extent, every team is doing it, unless you're Matt Canada. But it's a testament to both coaching and talent that the Chiefs are able to pull this off so well. The Chargers are on quarters coverage.
Whoa, my man's overwhelming me on this screen. Guys, I can't with all. I'm not reading all that.
Which is a difficult defense to attack, unless you give your offensive players options to attack the rules. We've got a full video on quarters, so we won't fully break it down here. But its aim is to play man-match from a cover 4 base look. The Chiefs flood the right side of the field with the 1-4 set and bring Pacheco in from the boundary on the motion, faking the tunnel screen before releasing Kelce and MVS upfield. Kelce reads that no one's bitten on the Mahomes pump fake and quickly identifies the coverage. Knowing Derwin James is watching him from safety, ready to clamp onto him on the deep crosser, Kelce correctly converts his route to a Seattle pattern, hooking up with Mahomes in space for a rifle. And against the Bears here.
So it's just football IQ, basically, isn't it? It's the ability to be able to read the situation, read the defensive coverage, adding man at his zone, where to find the space, where the space is going to be. It's a high level of awareness, really.
Kelce shows more elite reading of the defense. The Chiefs have 2 hook routes to try to pull down the lower level and run Kelce in behind on a corner route. But seeing the safety buzz downhill to fill the flat, Kelce reads that the Bears must be in cover 3, and continuing his corner will get him covered. But thanks to the rules designed by Reid and the talent of these two, Kelce can just hook in the space, sitting his route down in the soft spot. And Mahomes throws heater with touch, allowing him to go up and get it while still protecting him with the early ball. And again, MVS is executing a clear out to run off the coverage, and Kelce will wheel out to attack the same sideline. With the Bears in a cover 3, Kelce will hook himself into the zone gap to create the most amount of distance from any defender, and Mahomes and him are always in sync, letting Travis rumble for 25.
And I think that's what the key is. It's not, obviously Travis Kelce is an amazing player. We've all seen him play. But it's a big combination, right, of the coaching from Andy Reid, the passing ability of Patrick Mahomes, the abilities of Travis Kelce and his awareness and his ability to catch and run. But also that synchronicity between the two of them is key, right? If he was playing at another team, he wouldn't be as effective, it's for damn sure. We're in agreement with that, aren't we?
For as much smarts as Kelce shows in his reading of coverage, some of these are absolutely not planned. And it's just the brilliance of Kelce improvising.
It's a
His
free-flowing
ability
man.
to know when he can freelance and when it's time to break the rules is downright genius. Here, Kelce hitches up immediately when the Bears defense makes no effort to be physical, and Mahomes simply pitches him the ball to get some yards. And again, against the Jags, if you sit so far off and make no effort to engage,
Just no pressure.
Mahomes and Kelce will play pitch and
Just
catch
take it
for
easy.
easy yards on first. Motioning from right to left against the Broncos, Kelce is going to be running an out route, but will sit down to find the open space. Mahomes spots his favorite man wide open, getting the ball to him to attack the
look
space.
at all that
And for
space.
most, that'd be the end of the play. But Kelce's got a little something extra. Seeing his fellow tight end Noah Gray in his peripheral vision and feeling the defenders collapse down on him, he flicks a lateral to Brit, allowing him to get to the edge and the first down. That's some good shit right there.
Okay, my man.
Of course.
If all this is not surprising to you and you are very knowledgeable about American football or sports in general, guys, we have got a partnership going at the moment with BetUS. I've just popped the banner up on the screen. For new customers, they're giving a 125% sign-up bonus, 30 risk-free bets. So if you are interested in joining that and you are knowledgeable about sports, go make yourself some money, sign up. The link will be down below in the description. Give it a go. Why not? If you're not interested, don't worry about it. Let's jump back into this.
None of this can be mentioned without the psychic connection between him and the man under center. Mahomes to Kelce is an all-time classic connection currently playing out in front of our eyes. I get there might be greater stats and more famous iconic pairings, but let's be honest, it's hard to find two people who operate with the exact same breed for the game, managing to play backyard football at the damn professional level. Some of the connections these two pull off, I don't think we've ever really seen in the NFL. And it might take us a while to find another pair like it. It's sacrilegious in most offenses to work against the grain.
And I like that they're doing that and they're being so successful with it, because in the sport I follow most, soccer, the game's kind of moved away from that. It's all very tactical. Like, you have to play in a certain way to be successful. Tiki-taka football, high-pressing football, the gem press, like... Your players like Ronaldinho and Kaká and like these skillful players of the past are kind of becoming a thing of the past. Backyard football or backyard soccer isn't a thing anymore in soccer, whereas in American football, players are still managing to do it and thriving at the same time. It's good to see.
For receivers to work towards their QB when he's flush from the pocket. But Mahomes and Kelce have the skill set to break this trend, working into the vacated space when defenders flow with Mahomes. Kelce's running the middle hitch in the Chiefs' mesh concept, but with Denver in zone, nothing comes open before Mahomes is forced right. Reading the linebacker level and following Mahomes, Kelce chooses to drift back against the grain, knowing he'll find himself some open grass, and Mahomes shows that ridiculous arm going cross-body while getting taken out. And here's an even more ridiculous version. Running a similar play that we looked at against the Bears earlier, only with the routes swapped, Kelce is running a little outbreaking hook route. The Jags' emerging defense does a good job to stay tight enough to the hooks while maintaining depth to cut off the corner route. So Kelce will once again work back across the grain, knowing where the space is. Mahomes throws this up with all knowledge of where it's heading.
So as everyone else is moving left, he's moving right. He's in a position, he realizes, I'm not going to get the ball there, they're way too tight on me. They're sidestepping left, let me just go against the grain. Beautiful.
Throwing with great touch over the incoming rush to find a wide open 87.
Would be hard, obviously.
Too easy. And this one's just silly. Brian Flores has everyone on the Vikings defense stand up at the line, selling out on what appears to be a cover zero.
You sell out.
But it's a disguise, dropping 8 to muddle Mahomes. Mahomes feels the pressure and isn't sure what to make of the defense, but having felt his scramble bring the defenders to him, he throws back cross-body, just knowing Kelce will be there for him. While Travis might be the master improviser, Mahomes is the one who keeps the beat and sets the tempo. Knowing Kelce will get to his spot and that Andy Reid's punch design will work, Mahomes can throw an absolutely ridiculous touch ball.
Batman and Robin.
Again, more hooks and hitches to hold the lower level, with Kelce's assignment being a corner route.
But I do want to know, the thing I said earlier, is he the only player on the team who has this freedom to like run different routes? Is everyone else being forced to do the same one? Or could we do this like split off on everyone's routes? Does everyone have this freedom? I don't really know. You guys can help me out with that one down below.
With the safety playing outside leverage, he turns this route into a drift post. Seeing the cut work, Mahomes loops the ball over Tremaine Edwards' head with a gorgeous touch pass. His laser precision makes every part of the field a target from basically anywhere behind the line of scrimmage. More creative play design here to get a one-on-one, with Tony orbit motioning into a 1-4 set. If you want to know more about that, check out our Chiefs video from last year. forcing a one-on-one matchup on the
I think
long
we
second
watched that,
down.
you know.
Mahomes loves his chances, throwing a perfectly placed ball
Phew.
to Justin Ross to get those chains moving. And well, this is just absurd. Kelce's into pass pro this time, and Mahomes is going to be targeting Justin Watson on the over route. The end has pushed Kelce too deep, so there's no space for Mahomes to roll out, but he knows to step up to cause the most problems in the defense. And that time allows Watson to curl his deep over upfield, away from the tight coverage. The pressure is through, and knowing he's going to get hit, Mahomes throws an absolute gem, looping this over the shoulder 35 yards downfield while getting his head straight taken off. That right there is a one-of-one throw. Something.
What was Kelce doing in that play, though? I didn't quite understand that one. Sorry, guys.
And that time, Watson on
I didn't quite get what Kelce's role was in this play.
To Justin Ross to get those chains moving. And well, this is just absurd. Kelce's into pass pro this time, and Mahomes is going to be targeting
pass protection.
Justin Watson on the over route. The end has pushed Kelce too deep, so there's no space for Mahomes to.
So is this Kelce here? Is this him here?
Roll out, but he knows to step up to cause the most problems in the defense. And that time allows Watson to curl his deep over upfield, away from the tight coverage. The pressure is through, and knowing he's going to get hit, Mahomes throws an absolute gem, looping this over the shoulder 35 yards down
the
field while getting his head straight taken off.
Strong boy.
That right there is a one-of-one throw. Something we've ranted about on this channel before is just how good Mahomes is with his legs. And it's not just all behind the line.
Beautiful
dancing
legs.
And wiggling to extend, although that's spectacular too. He is one of, if not the best scrambling quarterbacks in the league. Now, I know this sounds like hyperbole, but I've said it in the past and I'm sticking to my guns. Almost nobody gets a big shot at him in the open field.
Someone told me in the comments the other day, I can't remember who it was, because I always comment on Mahomes' running like he's not the quickest runner in the world, but he gets a lot of yards. And someone's mentioned that he's always running scared, like he's always like, he has like a fearful run about him, and it's true, but it works for him.
His ability to weave and quick twitch accelerate to make a defender miss is at the very top of his class. Now, there's some scramblers with more speed, more power, and more jukes, but Mahomes' craftiness, timing, and wiggle sets him atop
Wily old fox.
He's so good at attacking through the pocket before he takes off, making sure to keep his eyes up through the chaos, then tucking and running when his number is the one to call. His feel for when to attack and how to hold linebackers is next level. His hesitancy as he reaches the line of scrimmage halts defenders in their path, scared that his arm can attack anywhere, freezing them for a split second, allowing him to extract extra yards and set up blockers on long third down runs.
Mahomes video,
and defenders are rightfully fearful because his dancing behind the line can lead to even bigger plays. The Chargers are in man-to-man, practically triple teaming Kelce to force Mahomes to go elsewhere. So Patrick buys time until he knows he needs to bail, extending left this time, but always with his eyes upfield. Asante Samuel has done a great job clamping with his receiver, but seeing Mahomes start a sprint to the down marker, he breaks it off to stop him. But he's picked the wrong poison with this wizard, as Mahomes throws cross-body back to MVS, fooling Samuel and getting the ball all the way down to the 12.
This might seem like a stupid question because I know it's definitely more difficult, but how much more difficult is it to throw the football whilst moving and moving at a high speed? I guess it's got to affect your accuracy a lot, right? While you're running, say if you're running one direction and then you're trying to throw cross the other way.
And here it is again against the Jags. The man coverage is smothering, and Mahomes can't see anything developing, so starts to eye the chains, but he's probably broken contain too early, as Oluokun puts on the Jets and has a shot to capture him. However, Mahomes does his usual tomfoolery, sidestepping and uncorking a bomb to Sky Moore. That's another long third down conversion, and the game practically iced.
The faults
While
of freedom.
the pairing remains as dynamic as ever, the offense has looked off at times on the broadcast angle. And some of that is just playing too loose. In particular, Mr. Mahomes. He's taken another step in his ability to just rifle the ball out quickly to expose the backed-off defenses. But when he's had time, he's been a bit too careless with his choices of hero balls, testing them when under far too much pressure, rather than eating the sack or grounding it for the next down. Despite these not being pretty plays to look at, it's most likely a case of early season testing and seeing what exactly he can get away with. This will need to tighten up as the season goes on, though. Some have claimed the Chiefs' offense hasn't looked as good this season. And yeah, there have been some ugly mistakes, but snap to snap on tape, they're just as potent as ever. As long as the Mahomes to Kelce connection continues, creativity is endless, and the Chiefs team remains the biggest threat come January.
And there we have it, guys. I really enjoyed this video. I don't know how enjoyable these videos are for you, but I feel like it's a necessity for myself to keep on educating myself as we go on. Obviously, when we first started the channel, I was almost clueless about American football. I like to think we're past that point now, so I do have to look at the finer details. I'm not just happy in being able to watch it and enjoy it. I want a greater understanding of what's going on in the field, because that's the way I've always enjoyed watching sport. I like to have an understanding of what every player is doing and what makes a good player, what makes a bad player, and how they can improve and stuff like that. I find that stuff interesting. So I hope you do too. Let me know down in the comments if you do like these kinds of videos. Subscribe if you did enjoy the video. And we have plenty more coming, NBA, NFL, all that good stuff. I'll see you for the next one. Take it easy. Peace.